Tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for delay because I connect my file with the desktop, but the iCloud is not working. Okay, so previous week we finished Arupa Chaita, right? Arupa Chaitas. You can see that we have a three type: Kusala, Vipaka, and Kriya, right? Kriya. So, wholesome, resultant, functional consciousness. Under the Kusala, we will have a four consciousness. In other words, we call it four rupa jhanas. No? Four rupa jhanas. So, if Puthojana and trainees, if they practice jhanas, then their consciousness become kusala chaitas. If Arahant, the Buddha and Pachaka Buddha, if they enter Arupa jhana, then it became Kriya chaita, right? As a Puthojana and as a trainees, because of Arupa jhana, if they have a rebirth in Arupa Brahma realm, so their consciousness will be Vipaka Chaitas. So here, of course, we will have to study in third chapter again. Vipaka Chaita, Arupa Vipaka Chaita, only three functions. Only three functions. Rebirth, linking function. The moment individual have a rebirth in Arupa Brahma realm. And also another function is life continued, Bhavanga function, right? The moment they are staying there. Another one is death function. The moment Arupa Brahma die in that realm. So that is a Arupa Vipaka, only three functions. So these are the 12 Arupa Chaita. So I think we don't need to study a lot. And all these 12 Arupa Chaitas are equanimity feeling, equanimity feeling. Because their feelings are not very obvious, very subtle. Pleasure feelings are very gross, very obvious, and also pain feeling, and also joy feeling. So they are very obvious, displeasure feeling, very obvious. Equanimity is not very obvious, but if I say the word obvious, may not be 100% correct. The moment when enter Arupa jhana, the meditator know meditation object quite well, very clearly. But their feeling, their sense, we call it feeling tone, I think in psychology they call it feeling tone. The feeling is not so strong, not so strong. So therefore, all the 12 Arupa Chaitas, so they are equanimity feeling. So take note that. So we are going to we will go back again. Well, so we have a 27 jhana consciousness. So they are 27 jhana consciousness are called Mahagata Chaita, Mahagata Chaitas. So which means the exalted Chaitas. Very exalted and high and noble Chaitas. So those can be attained only by great people. So therefore we call it Mahagata. So there are 50 Rupa Chaitas and 12 Arupa Chaitas. So now I use the word short form. Arupa Chaita, Rupa Chaita. If I say Rupa Vachara Chaita, it's very long. No? And then for you also, you can use as a Rupa, Arupa, right? Rupa, Arupa. So these are 27 jhana Chaitas. So they are called the exalted Chaitas, exalted consciousness, Mahagata Chaitas. Okay? So now we are going to combine all the Chaitas that we have already learned, altogether 81. We call it 81 Lokiya Chaitas. Lokiya Chaitas. We translate in English mundane consciousness. It's not a literal translation. But now in English we call it mundane consciousness. 81 Chaitas are called Lokiya Chaitas because they pertain to the world. They pertain to the world. They are connected with the world. They arise as based on the world. So here you may want to know what is the world, Loka, according to Buddhism. So here, the 81 Chaita arise and connect to the three worlds. What are the three worlds? Sensory world. We have 11 sensory world, right? Human realm, 6 heavenly realms, and 4 awful planes. Altogether, 11. Because these 11 Chaita arises based on the senses, right? Based on the senses. Here also, as a human being, normally our mind arises based on the senses. When you see somebody or something, when you hear the song, right? When you are eating, smelling, touching. So your consciousness arises based on the senses. So therefore we call it sensory world. Another one is, as you all know, that 54 Chaita, right? 54 Chaita arises based on the senses. Generally based on the senses. And 5 material world, Rupa Loka. So 50 Chaitas generally arises, normally arises in the 5 material realm, right? 5 material realm, Rupa realm. And 12 Chaitas generally arises in the immaterial realm or world, Arupa. So we call it 3 loka, right? 3 loka. Kama loka, Rupa loka, and Arupa loka. In Tibetan Abhidhamma, they use the word Kama dhatu, Rupa dhatu, Arupa dhatu. Same, no different. So when you study Tibetan Abhidhamma, when you study Mahayana also they use the word dhatu, Kama dhatu, Rupa dhatu, Arupa dhatu. So the word Kama dhatu, Rupa and Arupa dhatu can be found in Sutta, one of the Sutta, not one, 2 of the Sutta from Anguttara Nikaya. We call it Patama Bhava Sutta, Dutiya Bhava Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya, chapter 3. So, all these can be found in the suttas. And of course, Theravada choose the word loka. It's the same. So here, 81 chaitas, when they arise connecting or based on three worlds. So suppose I'm consciousness. By seeing somebody, I'm consciousness arises, right? I'm consciousness is, Kama Vajra Chaita, sincere consciousness. It arises based on the Kama Loka, right? Sensory world. Then when you attain the first Rupa Jhana, so that Chaita arises connecting Rupa Loka, based on the Rupa Loka, like that. So therefore we call it Lokiya Chaitas. So here, the literal meaning of Lokiya is the Chaitas that arises that pertain to the world. Chaita that pertain to the world. So opposite of Lokiya is Lokottara, right? Lokottara. Later we will learn. And when you know the definition of Lokottara, I think you will know definition of Lokiya better. But if you know the definition of Lokiya, you will know the definition of Lokottara better. So therefore, later I will compare. I will compare. Okay, if you have a question, then before I go to very complicated. Okay, and then so 81 Lokiya Chaita, 54 Kama Vajra Chaita, 50 Rupa Chaita, 12 Arupa Chaita. So altogether 81, right? Okay, before I go this complicated one, so then if you have a question regarding with the Lokiya or thing that you have learned. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. Just one question. How about the stage after the fourth Arupa Jhana?
It is called cessation attainment,
Is it Nirodha Samapatti?
You're right.
So in this Nirodha Samapatti was said that there is a cessation of feeling and perception. My question is, how about consciousness?
Actually, of course, if you do not have, actually, the word Sanya Virita Nirodha, it mentions only two words, right? Feeling and perception. According to Abhidhamma, I will say that according to Abhidhamma, according to commentary, total cessation of chaitas, consciousness, everything, consciousness and matter factor, everything. Chaita, Chaitasika, all cease, all stop. And also the material phenomena that arise because of chaitas also stop. What we have is only material phenomena that caused because of our previous karma. That is only functioning. For that reason, we do not die. But your body is just like a dead body. Now, our body is moving because of the mind. Talking because of the mind. So if the mind is stop, the body and everything stop. But of course, physical phenomena stay functioning because of our previous karma. We call it kamacharupa.
So what is the functional benefit or the the purpose of having this cessation of this consciousness, perception, and feelings at this stage?
Good question. Yes. Good question, a very high one. Actually, according to Buddhism, thing that is, how to say, the more you have feeling, the more you have suffering. So therefore, the purpose is trying to reduce the amount of feeling. Not only feeling, actually, I'm saying feeling, just to make clear, right? So you can look at that when we are enjoying sensual pleasures, we have a lot of feeling, right? A lot of excitement in our life. Because of those excitement, we encounter a lot of suffering, a lot of problem in our life, especially mental problem, right? Not only mental problem, physical problem as well. That's because of too much feeling, too much feeling. Then you try to attain rupa jhana, the first rupa jhana, your feeling is reduced, Your feeling is so subtle that, we cannot compare, the feeling that you enjoy with the sensual pleasure, right? So the moment you enter jhana, you have less feeling than the moment you enjoy sensual pleasures. But the Buddha said that attaining jhana cannot compare. The bliss of jhana cannot be compared with the bliss that you enjoy in sensual pleasures. That when you go to second rupa jhana, feeling is reduced furthermore. Third jhana, the fourth and the fifth jhana. The fifth jhana, feeling became equanimity, getting more and more settled. The feeling or, sensation, lesser and lesser. When you go to arupa jhana, right? Same thing. The first arupa jhana, more settled than, lesser than, feeling is lesser than rupa jhanas. The second, third, and fourth. So when you look at the name, the fourth arupa jhana, neither perception or non-perception, right? You barely notice whether you have a feeling or perception, feeling and perception. Your feeling is almost none, but you still have a little bit of feeling. So the moment you enter cessation attainment, Nirodha Samapatti, then no more feeling. Of course, when you look at from our point of view, from our point of view, as a normal Puthojana, the one who do not attain cessation attainment, then it seems like really boring, without feeling, without perception, without mind, right? No, it's not so. The more you have less feeling, the more you are peaceful. The more you are peaceful. Suppose that you are enjoying in the you have a lot of luxury things and you are enjoying yourself at home. Sometimes there are occasions that you became disappointed, then you went to a quiet place, just sitting there. So by that time, you have less, your feeling is less, lesser than staying at home or staying enjoying the party like that, right? Bhante. And maybe I can compare, it's simple, another one. Normally the life for a lay person and the life for a monk, different. We have less feeling, we have less feeling. Not allowed to watch movie, not allowed to listen music, not allowed to have a girlfriend or wife, etc. We cannot enjoy sensual pleasures. So when we overall, when we are comparing with the layperson, real monastics, then the minor monastics, I mean a good monastic, not bad one, a good monk and a good nun, their life is less suffering. I mean, less suffering means mental suffering. Mental suffering. Their mind is stable because they don't have a very high, powerful feeling. Their feeling is very stable, very stable. So for that is we can compare in such a way, right? Such a way. Of course, when young people look at the life of a monk, really it is boring, really boring. No, it's not. It's not boring, But of course, if I have too much attachment to sensual pleasures, then I will not be happy as a monk, because this is not so much excitement, right? In other words, we don't have a strong feeling, That is the purpose is to reduce the amount of feeling and perception. The more your feeling and perception become lesser and lesser, your mind become more and more peaceful. You have more happiness. Okay. It's very high question, If you want to know, then I want you to read one sutta, Nibbana Sukha Sutta. Nibbana Sukha Sutta, Anguttara Nikaya, chapter 9, sutta number 34. Chapter 9, sutta number 34. So in that sutta, the Buddha mentioned, why Nibbana is happy, why happy is Nibbana. Why happy is Nibbana? The Buddha, you maybe based on feeling, Okay. So, any more question? Okay, I think let's study this one. I think some of you may have a problem regarding with the counting. So I think but without these counting, you cannot study Abhidhamma, You cannot study Abhidhamma. It's not really difficult, When you make, when you study a little, when you give time, a few time, you don't need to devote so much time, just only a few time. Okay, so we are talking about 81 mundane chetas. So we will analyze by way of feeling, So here we have 5 types of feeling, right? Joy, equanimity, displeasure, pleasure, pain, right? So we have 30 joy feeling, 47 equanimity feeling, 2 displeasure, 1 pleasure, and 1 pain. So actually, displeasure, pleasure, and pain, not a problem, right? So we have already studied. So we have to pay attention to the first 2, joy and equanimity. Then here, so among 30, sense fear, right? As me, sense fear. So we will have 80 joint consciousness among the Kama Chetas, 54 Kama Chetas. So we will have a 12. We will have a 12 joint feeling in Rupa Chetas. You know that we have a 50 Rupa Chetas. Among them, the first jhana to the fourth jhana considered as a joint feeling, right? Joint feeling. Because it is associated with the Sukha, right? Sukha. The fifth one, Rupa, the fifth Rupa jhana is a equanimity. And this one is clear, right? This one clear. So here, all the 12 arupa chetas, immaterial sphere consciousness, are equanimity. So I have already talked about it. So I think no need to go in detail, right? Because when we are analyzing 54 Kamavachara Cheta, we already talked about this. I think I will not go back. Otherwise, I cannot. Okay. Supramundane, right? This is supramundane. Actually, we haven't learned this one yet. Actually, my chart is wrong. Sorry. Forgot about this one. Because we haven't learned yet. We haven't learned yet. Okay. The number is... The number is correct. Only this one, right? Need to delete this one. Yeah. Maybe later I will correct. Sorry. Okay, then by way of kind, we will have a unwholesome, akusala, wholesome, kusala, rasadhan vipaka, functional kriya, right? Functional kriya. We have only 12 akusala chetas, only 12. And we have 70 kusala chetas. Forget about this supramundane. Forget about supramundane. 70 honestly kusala chetas. A man, since we are consciousness, we will have 8 mahakusala cheta, right? 8 mahakusala chetas, and 5 rupa kusala, and 4 arupa kusala. Altogether 70. Altogether 70, right? Vipaka, we have 32 vipaka cheta, mundane vipaka chetas. A man 54 kama cheta, we will have a 23 akusala vipaka, 7 akusala vipaka, 8 sahetuka kusala vipaka, and mahavipaka, altogether 23. We will have a 5 rupa vipaka and 4 arupa vipaka, right? Altogether 32. So we will have a 20 kriya chetas, functional consciousness, 11 kama kriya chetas, and 5 rupa kriya, and 4 arupa kriya, right? 4 arupa kriya. Altogether 20. Is it clear? The chart is clear, right? It's clear. Forgot about this one, supramundane. We haven't learned yet. Maybe after we finish all the cheta, we'll come back again. Okay, so we'll continue. Before we talk about Lokottara Cheta, then I want to say a few things, important things, that's important in our life. Abandoning defilements. So we have three type of abandoning. The first one is momentary abandoning. Momentary abandoning of defilements. We call it in Pali, Tatinga Pahana. Momentary abandoning of defilements. When you are doing dana, when you are observing sila, when you are meditating, or when you are studying, then you are abandoning defilements in your mind. If you really pay attention to what I'm talking, there is no defilements in your mind. Only mindfulness and wisdom rising, no? So therefore, at this moment, when you are studying, at this particular moment, you are abandoning defilements, negative mental state. So that is called momentary abandoning of defilements. As a Puthojana, the moment you do dana, the moment you observe sila, the moment you are meditating, you are abandoning defilements in your mind. Second one is suppression of defilements in your mind. Suppression of defilements in your mind. In Pali, we call it Vaikambana Pahana. Vaikambana Pahana. It's longer. So that means the moment you are in jhana, so you are abandoning defilements in your mind. At that particular moment, the moment you are enter in jhana, no defilements in your mind. In other words, you are abandoning defilements. If you are in jhana for 10 minutes, you are abandoning 10 minutes, right? If you are in jhana for 1 hour abandonment. But how about when we are studying? So can you focus 10 minutes non-stop? Cannot. Right? Really you cannot, because your mind will may go away, right? While you are listening. So that means momentary. But the moment you are in jhana, you suppress defilements for a long time, right? For a long time. The next one is called complete eradication of defilements. Samocheda Bahana. It is the moment you attain the path and fruition consciousness, or Magga and Phala Chetas. Only after that, all your defilement will be eradicated once and for all. Complete eradication. If you attain Magga and Phala Chetas, then you no longer have any defilements, any time, right? Any time, no defilements. That's called Samocheda Bahana. Samocheda Bahana. So if you want to know, then you can read handbook called Abhidhamma Studies, Volume 2, page number 53. So the first one refer to Kama Cheta, right? Kama Vachara Cheta. Second one, Mahagata Cheta. And the last one, this one is Lokottara Cheta. With the Lokottara Cheta, we can abandon our defilements once and for all, completely. So therefore, we call it Vimukti or liberation. Liberation. So here, what is liberation? Sometimes we use the word freedom. Sometimes we use independent, you know. So there are so many usages. All refer to Nibbana. Liberation also refer to Nibbana. Freedom, liberation, freedom, you know, independent, all these refer to Nibbana. What is Vimukti? Insight wisdom, Vipassana. Insight wisdom supported by serenity, samatha. Samatha or samadhi. or jhana. So here, samatha, samadhi, jhana, the same, generally the same, generally the same. So your insight wisdom or vipassana jnana, supported by samatha, samadhi or jhana, will enable one to see the mental and physical phenomena in their true natures, mental and physical phenomena. In other words, mind and body, right? Mind and body. In their true natures. So what is the true natures? Impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Our mind is impermanent, our body is impermanent. So therefore, it is suffering, therefore it is non-self. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. So when we study the nature of Sotapanna, I will talk about it. I will come back to the nature of this one. So vipassana here me, trying to see the nature of your nama rupa, mind and body, their nature, in terms of nature, dukkha, anatta, impermanent, suffering, and non-self. In the deeper level of samadhi, when your samadhi is very strong, then you can practice vipassana at the time. One will see that things are changing so quickly that we cannot hold onto anything. We cannot hold onto anything. We normally think that this is my body, right? This is my mind. We can hold normal time, because we don't have enough concentration, enough samadhi. But the more your mind is stable and firm, stable and steady, so when you look at your mind and body with your wisdom, panya, inside wisdom, you cannot grab anything. Everything come and go. Arises, passes away. Arises and passes away. Arises and passes away. So quickly that you cannot hold on to anything. Arises and passes away, right? Arises and passes away. Nowadays, of course, in science, they have a very powerful microscope, right? Microscope. So when they see every material phenomena with a microscope, they see that particles are moving, They call it atoms are moving. They do not stay in one place. But this is my opinion, According to Buddhist teaching, they are not moving. They just pass away. New material phenomena arises. New atom arise. So when scientists see atoms are moving, particles are moving, they see with the microscope. They do not see disappearance of old one. They just think that new one is appear, or I say, earlier one is moving to new place. I think it is according to Buddhist teaching. It's quite clear. They are not moving. They disappear. A new one appear. But when the new one cannot appear in the same place, because of air element. Air element is moving, right? Because of air element, so new material phenomena cannot arise in the same place. It will move a little bit, little bit to another place. Maybe microscope trying to see it. They make conclusion. Atoms are moving. So similarly, when we are seeing, with a very powerful samadhi, stable and steady samadhi, then we cannot hold on to anything. Everything arises, passes away, arises and passes away, come and go, very quick, very quick. That you cannot hold on to anything. Oh, this is me. This is me. This is mine. You cannot hold on to anything. That's called vipassana. That's vipassana. Eventually, the mind naturally let go of clinging to all phenomena. When you know that everything is come and go, then you will not hold on to anything. You just see, as it only comes. Then you no longer attach to that. No longer attached to that. No clinging bring forth liberation of the mind from the tames. Liberation of the mind from the tames. If you no longer cling to your mind and body or mental and physical phenomena, non-clinging. So that non-clinging will bring forth liberation of the mind. Your mind will be liberated. This is my body, this is my mind. Even though somebody is talking to you, he is talking to me like that. You will not have any anger. Your mind will be liberated from anger, right? So here, normally Pali Canon use the taints or asava. We have 3 types of asava. The taints are sensory object. You no longer have any craving or attachment to sensory objects. And also, you no longer have any attachment to existences, human existences, rupa and arupa existences, or anyone. And the taints are ignorance. Ignorance means not knowing the real nature of your nama rupa. So you no longer have ignorance in your mind. So because of that, your mind is liberated from negative mental states. You no longer have any lobha or dosa or moha. Your mind is liberated, right? Even you may have a lot of problem in your life. Your mind will be like a lotus flowers, pure and will appear in the water, right? Not affected with the water. So therefore, Buddhists, both Mahayana and Theravada, including Tibetan Buddhism, we use lotus flower as a symbol of purity, right? The purity is the name of the Nibbana, right? Your mind is pure, free from lobha dosa moha, right? Lobha dosa moha. In this way, one attains an unconditioned happiness, asankata nibbana. So here I translate nibbana as a happiness. Unconditioned happiness. Your happiness will not be destroyed. Sometimes when we see the person we don't like, our happiness is gone, no? Our happiness is conditioned by somebody. So when we are enjoying the party, you hear somebody call you and give you a sad news, then happiness in the party is destroyed, right? So happiness is conditioned. So here, nibbana means if you practice vipassana, if you attain enlightenment, your happiness is unconditioned. Whether because of somebody or something, your happiness, your mind will not be attacked, polluted with the lobha dosa moha. Right? Lobha dosa moha. So therefore, asankata nibbana, unconditioned happiness. Then regarding with this, I want to quote Ajahn Chah's, what Ajahn Chah said. I like this one. And we have two types of Nibbana. Temporary Nibbana and complete Nibbana. Or unconditioned Nibbana. If you let go a little, you will have little happiness. If you let go a little, you will have a little happiness. Normally we trying to grasp or hold on to somebody or something. Because of that we suffer, right? If we let go, then you will have a little happiness. If you let go a little bit, you will have a little happiness. So here, let go doesn't mean you have to give up. You have to give away. No, it doesn't mean. You can have your own car. You can have your own house. You can have your own family. Trying to love your family with the pure love. Trying to use money just to make you comfort in your life. Just trying to use your car and your house for convenience, right? As long as you do not have attachment, so that means letting go. It's letting go. So if you let go a little bit, you will have a little happiness. If you let go a lot, you will have a lot of happiness. If you grab so many things, your family, your house, your job, your reputation, money, friends, etc., everything, Letting go doesn't mean you give up or you give away. No, not like that. Some people may give away expecting something. It's not a letting go. Letting go here means you look at one person, you think that is the right person to give, or he is in need of that, you give away. That's letting go, real letting go, right? You don't have any expectation, you don't have any craving for that in return. Then if you let go completely, you will be completely happy. So that means you no longer have any craving, any attachment whatsoever. You will be completely happy. So number three line is complete Nibbana. Complete Nibbana. Maybe number one, while we are doing dana, sila and bhavana, as a normal person. Number two, while we are in jhana. Because when you are in jhana, you let go a lot of things, right? You let go a lot of things. But when you attain Nibbana, 100% Nibbana, then complete Nibbana. Then also I want to say regarding with two uses, important to know, liberation of the mind. So in the Pali Canon, it is quite often mentioned that concentration brings forth liberation of the mind. Liberation of the mind. The moment your mind is concentrated on chanting, your mind is liberated from lobha, dosa, moha, right? So that means while you are chanting, you may have a dosa, you may have a lobha, you may have a moha. By that time, your mind is not concentrated. But when your mind is totally concentrated on chanting, your mind will be liberated from lobha, dosa, moha. It means your mind will be totally different from frustrating things. Negative mental state in your mind, peaceful, right? That's liberation of the mind. When you come to temple, you will have a kind of peace in your mind, kind of serenity in your mind. That's liberation of the mind, right? Kind of solace in your mind. That's liberation of the mind. But another one is liberation by wisdom. This one is higher. You come to temple, you attend class, you attend chanting. Of course, your mind is liberated from negative mental state. Good. But when you leave the temple, when you are in normal life, same, your mind will be the same, So here is liberation by wisdom. Wisdom is understanding. You understand your Dhamma Rupa, mind and body, right? You understand the nature of your mind, your body, nature dukkha anatta. Wherever you stay, wherever you go, your mind is free from negative mental state. Even you go to work, doesn't matter. Even on the train, doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. So your mind will be liberated because of the wisdom, liberated from negative mental state because of wisdom. So this is a two type, right? So here, liberation of the mind refer to samadhi, jhana. Liberation by wisdom refer to vipassana and enlightenment. Okay, any question up to now? So I discussed about liberation and nibbana. No question. Okay. Then now we will study Lokottara Chaitas, 8 Lokottara Chaitas. Supramundane consciousness. Lokottara Chaita is translated as a supramundane consciousness. Supramundane consciousness. Of course, they are far more higher than mundane Chaitas. Liberation of the mind refer to mundane level. Liberation by wisdom refer to Lokottara. Liberation by wisdom. So that means when you attain Lokottara Chaitas, wherever you are, whoever you are with, whatever problem you have, whatever happy or unhappy moment you have, your mind will be unaffected. So, therefore, liberation by wisdom. You have a wisdom, understanding. So therefore, Buddhism places wisdom in a higher place, higher than faith. These Chaitas transcends 3 worlds. So he also come in Kama Loka, Rupa Loka, Arupa Loka. Kama Dhatu, Rupa Dhatu, Arupa Dhatu. So these Chaitas transcend 3 worlds. So these Chaitas are free and liberated from 3 worlds. So therefore, the word Lokottara is translated as a transcendental consciousness. So actually I prefer this one, the last one, transcendental consciousness. It transcends 3 worlds. It's nothing to do with the 3 worlds. That means when you see, when you hear, then you will have Lokiya Chaita, right? Mundane consciousness. So, Lokottara Chaita arises based on the mind. It transcends 3 worlds. So therefore, in So that me transcends here me, Lokottara Chaitas are not, not connected with sensory things, sensory things. Not connected with the jhana, rupa jhana, not connected with the arupa jhana, right? The moment you attain rupa and arupa jhana, you will have jhana bliss, right? Jhana bliss. But Lokottara Chaitas, nothing to do with all this one, all this one. Or this one. And one of the students, I remember, one of the students asked me, any connection with jhana chaitas and Lokottara, right? Nothing to do with. The connection is based on jhana. So one can attain Lokottara chaitas. No? Okay, so I think when we study, you will know better. So we have 4 types of Magga Chaita, Path Chaitas. 4 types of Magga Chaitas. Number 1, Sotapaddi Magga Chaita. Path consciousness of stream entry. Path, you can look at the book, you can look at the book. Path consciousness of stream entry. What is stream entry? Later we will learn. We will learn later. Path consciousness of stream entry. Number 2, path consciousness of one's returning. And path consciousness of non-returning and path consciousness of arrangeship. So here you can see that stream entry, Sotapaddi, one's returning, Sakadagami, non-returning, Anagami, and arrangeship, Arhata. Similarly, we will have 4 types of fruition consciousness. The fruition consciousness of stream entry, one's returning, non-returning, and arrangeship. The one, somebody who attain, the fruition consciousness of stream entry, we call it Sotapanna, stream enterer. Somebody who became, who attained second one, one's returning, we call it one's returner, right? One's returner. And this one is non-returner. This one is arahant. Altogether, 8 Lokottara Chaitas. 4 Magga Chaitas and 4 Phala Chaitas. Later we will learn what are the stream entries. Supramundane consciousness consists of 2 stages of consciousness. 2 stages of consciousness. The first one is Magga Chaita. 4 path chaitas, Magga Chaitas. That function, eradication or permanently attenuation of factors. So when we talk about Lokottara Chaita, actually Pali Canon usually use factors, not defilements. We have 10 factors. 10 factors. So later we will learn. So these 4 Magga Chaita will eradicate or permanently attenuate factors or defilements. So that means when you attain Sotapaddi Magga, the first Sotapaddi Magga, then some of the factor will be eradicated. Then when you attain one's returning, some of the factor will be attenuated. Then when you attain one's returning, then your factor will be eradicated. But when you attain Arhata Magga Chaita, it will eradicate all the factors. So that is the function of Magga Chaita. Magga Chaita trying to eradicate and attenuate factors. Another one is phala-chetas, 4 fruition chetas, phala-chetas. So those phala-cheta function experiencing the fruit of 4 paths. Experiencing the fruit of 4 paths. So that means Magga-cheta eradicate factors. Phala-cheta experience them, experience it, the bliss of eradication. So here, normally Abhidhamma give some example. This example, Magga-chetas are like pouring the first bucket of water on the fire. The first bucket of water on the fire. Fire is very hot, right? Fire is very hot. And you bring bucket of water and pour over the water. The fire is extinguished. The fire is extinguished. The extinguishment of the fire is called Nibbana. Nibbāyati. Right? Nibbāyati. Nibbana. Here, phala-cheta are like pouring second bucket of water on fire. So when you bring the first bucket of water and fire already extinguished, but when you pour a second one, it became cool, you know. It became cool. Second bucket of water entails coolness in the mind. So therefore, some people even say that phala-cheta is similar to Nibbana because it causes coolness, right? It causes coolness. Actually, the word Nibbana is extinguishment of fires. After Magga-cheta extinguish fire, you experience the bliss of Nibbana. Then second bucket of water, it became cooler, you know. Then you experience coolness. Actually here the coolness is said the word is Nibbana. In Pali we have one Pali term that refers to Nibbana. Siti, the word Siti. Siti, I think. Siti or Siti. Coolness. It's very cool, you know. Normally when we have a lot of defilements or a lot of factors in our mind is hot, right? Our mind is hot, like a fire. But when we have Magga and phala-chetas, all these fire will be extinguished. The mind become cool, we become cool, you know. That means we experience the bliss of Nibbana. So that is the function of Magga and phala-chetas according to Abhidhamma. So this is from Bhikkhu Bodhi book. So you can read page number 66. Each Magga-cheta arises only once, according to Abhidhamma, and endures only one mind movement. It is never repeated in the mental continuum of the person who attains it. So according to Abhidhamma, Magga-cheta arises only one time. Sotapaddi Magga-cheta arises only one time. It will not repeat it. It will not repeat to one individual, the same individual person. This one is, I think, contradict with the statement in the suttas. So later I will talk about it. Sometimes Abhidhamma and Sutta, Abhidhamma explanation is sometimes different from the suttas. corresponding phalaccetas initially arises immediately after the path movement, Maggaccetta, endure for 2 or 3 mind movements. According to Abhidhamma, Maggaccetta arises only one time. Then after that, 2 or 3 phalaccetas will arise. Then, so that is a function of the mind. Subsequently, it can be repeated. So that means phalaccetas can be repeated, and with the practice, can be made to endure for many mind movements in fruition attainment, phala samapatti, fruition attainment. When you become Sotapanna, in later part you can enter to Sotapatti phalaccetas again, as long as you want. Maybe 1 hour, the whole 1 hour will be Sotapatti phalaccetas. So that is called fruition attainment, phala samapatti. So we will study in the 4th chapter or this one. Don't worry if you do not understand. Here, what you have to remember is when you attain Sotapatti Maggaccetta, it arises only one time. Any Maggaccetta, no? One mind movement. Then after that, after Maggaccetta, 2 or 3 phalaccetas will arise right away, no? Immediately after Maggaccetta. Then your mind becomes normal passing. In later time, when you enter fruition attainment, then you can attain a lot of phalaccetas. Okay, any question? Okay.
Bhante, you said it correctly. There is a discrepancy now between the Sutta and Pali Abhidhamma, the Pali commentator, regarding the one moment of the path and the fruition. It was mentioned in the Sutta that Sakyamuni Buddha said that we can make offering to path attainer. So this implies that it is definitely more than one mind movement. So my question is, why there is a discrepancy between the Sutta and the Abhidhamma, which is from the commentators? And what account for this discrepancy? And surely the commentators is aware of what the Buddha said, and why are they say it differently now?
Discrepancy means wrong thing, right? Wrong interpretation. Of course, I will say that human error. If it is wrong, if it is wrong, maybe human error. Because I already stated that Abhidhamma is a kind of commentary, right? Abhidhamma is a kind of commentary. So, commentators also are human beings. So they may, of course, they have vast knowledge about teachings of the Buddha. Sometimes they may make some mistakes. They may make some incomplete statement, like that. So, of course, in Abhidhamma, in only one mind movement. As you said that, I also think like you. We have maybe before I answer, I should know this one, 8 noble individuals, right? 8 noble individuals. Sometimes we call it 4 pairs of noble individuals. So we have 8 noble individuals that you can offer, right? That you can offer. That you can make your offering. One is one who has entered upon the path. The path here, the path. To the realization of the fruit of stream entry. Magga. This one is Magga. This is a one individual, you know. The one who has entered upon the path. So that person on the path. Stay on the path. Suppose you are going to United States, from Singapore to United States. United States is very long. Suppose you're going to Indonesia, from Singapore to Indonesia, Jakarta. You're on the way to Jakarta. So that means you might be near Singapore airport, or you might be near Jakarta airport, or in between, anywhere, you know, anywhere, on the path, on the route. Then this one, stream interami, you already landed in Jakarta. You already landed your destination, you know. You're not on the path, you already arrived. Stream intara. Second one is also on the path to one's return. On the path to one's return. Similarly on the way, you know, on the way. So this one is one's returner. And number 5, one who has entered upon the path to the realization of the fruit of non-return and non-returner. And this one who has entered upon the path to the realization of the fruit of arahantship, just on the path. He is not arahant yet, you know. It's not arahant yet. Then the arahant already became an arahant. So here we have 4 paths. Magga-cheta, the one who has Magga-cheta, you know, 4 paths. And 4 Phala-chetas. 4 Phala-chetas. So as I earlier said, that when somebody is going to Jakarta from Singapore, then when you are on the airplane, that is the path. You are on the path, right? On the path. It may take some time. As long as you landed in Jakarta, then, so like a Sotapanna, like that. According to Abhidhamma, Magga-cheta arises only 1 mile, very quick, you know, 1 mile movement is very quick. But when we study the Sutta, next week, then I will explain that. I will quote the Suttas. We have 10 Suttas that explain about that. So I will quote that Suttas. So I think only then you will have more understanding. There is here one serious question. In the 9 quality of the Sangha, we always say 8 individuals are worthy of our offering, right? Our respect, etc. 8 individuals. If someone Sotabati Magga-cheta arise only 1 mile movement, how we can offer? Right? Suppose you are meditating, you attain Sotabati Magga-cheta, then according to Abhidhamma, it lasts only 1 mile movement. Then, you right after that, you will have sort of 2 or 3 Sotabati Phala-chetas. When you attain Sotabati Phala-cheta, you already become Sotapanna, right? How we can offer somebody who attained Sotabati Magga-cheta, right? But if you offer, then you will interrupt his meditation, you know, right? So that's I also quite often, when I was young, I also think in that way. But, you know, my teacher gave, the answer but I do not like. I do not like. Of course, they will give you an answer. It is just, how to say, we are talking a type of individual. So the one who attains Makacheta, just for what he say is just for sorry?
Completeness.
Sorry, no. Just for how can I put in English? So what he says is very honest. Of course, if we are, finding the answer, we can give, but that is not a reasonable one. Somebody practicing vipassana, then one will attain Sotapaddi Magaccheta. It lasts only one mind movement, right? So we cannot make offering, right? We cannot make offering. Of course, we can pay respect to such person while he is meditating, But it's not so. Maybe next week you will see better. I will give this answer clearer. Okay. If you want, you can make one more question. Okay, no question. Let's call it a tea. Yovaratam Pavaro Manu Jesu Sakyamuni Bhagavakata Kecho Parakato Bala Vidya Samangi Dan sukatan saranata mupemi raga viraga maninjamasokan Dhamma masangata mapatikulan Madura mimam bakunan suwipatan Dhamma mimam saranathamupemi Yatacha de nama hapalamahu Chatu su si purisa yugesu Atacha pogala dhammadasate Sangami mansaranathamupemi Sadhu. Thank you.